what do we do when we have listings we can't sell? How do we get those things sold? How do we get more activity on them? What do we need to do to make them more marketable? So the fact is, we're in the marketing business. And over the last few years, you didn't have to be very good at marketing. Heck, homeowners were selling their home themselves. They didn't even need an agent. They didn't need the MLS, let alone real marketing to get a home sold. Well, that's starting to change a little bit now. So some areas around the country, they are getting tougher to sell. Now, I know we've got a lot of inventory issues in certain areas. So there's a lot of properties out there that we're having a hard time getting sold right now. And that's just part of the market at this point. So, some areas are getting tougher to sell. Some owners simply want too much. They still think we've got COVID money laying around. They still think they're going to get a premium on their property and they're going to get 30 or 40 offers. That's not the case now. So now you can actually hold listings long enough to pick up some buyers. You remember back in the day when homes were selling in 3 hours, you're like, man, I wish I could keep this thing. I could pick up some more clients from this, buyers, sellers, and otherwise. Well, now that's starting to come back. So it's really a good opportunity for you because they have a natural seasoning. It might take 2 weeks to sell it or 30 days to sell it or something a little more natural than 100 offers in 2 hours, right? So some are going to sell fast, but others are going to need a little bit of marketing. They're going to need a little bit of effort. And I know if you're in one of those markets right now, maybe of the last 6 or 7 homes you listed, 3 or 4 of them sold very quickly, but the other 3 or 4 are a little bit tougher. Sometimes homes need staged a little bit. They need cleaned up a little bit. It used to be the roof could be falling in and whatever, and they just had to take whatever they could get. Now buyers are a little pickier. Of course, it costs a lot more money now to buy a property. Interest rates are much, much higher. So they're a little pickier on that. But there's going to be some homes that you need to have them fixed up. You need to make them look a little nicer. And then more importantly, target the right people so that you can get good quality prospects coming in. I think right now, even before all the proposed changes that are going to be coming here, I think right now you can make more money than ever before because you're going to get more double-sided deals. The ones that aren't selling, there's a higher chance that you're going to get the buyer on that home from your target marketing. So if you're doing that target marketing, fortunately somebody else isn't selling it in a day, you have time to get that marketing out there, pick up those clients, and potentially get both sides of that transaction. So where we're at today, and I'm not saying you need staging skills or anything like that, but there's some properties. I went through a lot of these things that haven't sold, and it's like, no wonder they haven't sold, right? Like, what's wrong with it. You just have a problem having a conversation with the seller about why it's really not selling. I've got several that said, I'm afraid to tell them about the cat pee. Well, the market is telling them about the cat pee, right? So you have to be a little bolder in the way you're telling them to prepare homes to come to market. But I think that right now, the fact is there's so many agents that are pulling out of the market right now, that are getting out of the business, that are getting other jobs. We're seeing it every day here. We've got tons of agents that are just leaving altogether, not necessarily my members, but our list. I've got 117,000 agents on our list, and there's a whole bunch of them that are replying saying, hey, I've got out of the business, I'm leaving. Well, that's good news for us, right? It's not like they were doing much business, they would have stayed. But it's good news to kind of clean up the market a little bit. And I think right now, you're going to be able to make a lot more money than ever before if you're going about this the right way. But the truth is, your target marketing should start with Facebook because it's the lowest cost and the highest return in many cases, the highest return on dollar in many cases. So Facebook ads are lower cost than they've ever been because so many agents are pulling out. They're stopping all their marketing. They're turning everything off. They don't know what's going to happen. What happens when the seller doesn't want to pay the commission? Like, they're freaking themselves out before it even has happened to them, which means ad costs go down, right? It's supply and demand. Now, this is an election year, so ad costs will go up as November rolls around. But right now, it's the lowest cost we've ever seen. I believe that, an awful lot of agents, they feel like they've been punched in the mouth. Over the last week or two, they really feel like they've been punched in the mouth. And what that means is some agents are standing there stunned. They can't believe this happened to them. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Others are fighting back. They're putting their head down, they're taking it on the chin, and they're digging into their business. And you've got that fight or flight mentality. My encouragement for you today is to have that fight, to say, I don't care what, I'm always going to be legal, honest, and ethical. I'm going to have morals. I'm going to do things the right way. So tell me what the changes are. I'm going to keep hustling forward. That's really all there is to it. I might need to make some adjustments. I can't say commission. I got to say concessions. Okay, fine, right? Like, big deal. We'll figure it out. As stupid as the changes were, as you can't say a master bedroom, it needs to be a primary bedroom. All the stupid things we have to do these days. So what? Let's keep hustling. Let's make some money. You don't need to spend a lot of money on target marketing. You can use that low-cost approach. We can, if we need to, we can go to a mailing list company. We can acquire an email list or a phone list or an address list to market directly to those people. But keep in mind, a lot of times we can take those email lists and not send them an email, but actually load that into Facebook custom audience so that that house shows up on their Facebook page. So I don't have to send mail. I don't have to hire a printer. I don't have to do any of that stuff. You can do that, provided budget is there to do so. But I want you to know you can do this in a low-cost manner as well. Hey, it's Greg Luther, and listen, if you don't follow this channel, there's a good chance you're never going to see me again. I consistently put out regular content, and it's extremely helpful for real estate agents to grow their business. I want to keep you up to date on what's working so that you're in the know and you can take action accordingly. So be sure that you like and comment here, but most importantly, make sure you follow, share, and subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss out on anything. I'm here to help you in growing your business, and I'd love to do so. Follow right now.